Hey there, it's your real estate agent, and I am here today with another Shop Local part of my series with actually a global company, but a local office for Century21 Connect Realty. Today I've got Mike Prewett, the owner and broker of Century21 Connect Realty. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Bill. I'm sorry, my rings keep getting in the way when I do that.
Yeah, I noticed you
shouldn't have worn those today.
And what are those rings, Mike?
You mean my back-to-back national championship rings.
I've never noticed you've
Notice
had.
how they go along with my back-to-back national championship coffee mug.
So
Is this what you wanted to talk about today,
this
Bill?
is what we deal with here at Century21 on a daily basis. Mike's bling, and
We call it the chair of champion.
that's right. So we're excited to have Mike here today. We can talk about your rings in a second.
Okay, let's do.
But first, I ask every guest a quick real estate question. So are you ready for your real estate question?
Is there a grade?
There's not a grade.
Okay.
All right. So with the last house you purchased, what was the one feature that was a non-negotiable? The house had to have it, or it was no deal?
What I feel like I'm on the dating game right now, and if I don't get this answer just right, my wife's going to hate me. I would say, it's the kitchen, Bill. The kitchen was everything to me.
Yeah, good answer, Mike.
It was, or it was really close to my golf club. No, it was the kitchen.
We'll go with the kitchen.
Good.
All right. Well, so I wanted to have you on today because I think our office is really unique, and I know we're a much bigger, Century21 has been around forever and is worldwide, and but our office here in Roswell is unique. And you've been in real estate a long time. Tell us about your real estate career, and then also, what have you always wanted to be the owner of a real estate office?
I've been in the business. I got in the business in 1987, so this is like 36 years for me. And the first 28 to 30 years, I were spent as an agent and helping people buy and sell homes. And then in 2015, we joined forces with Century21 and started Connect Realty. And now we're a franchise within the Century21 organization. And we've got, I think today, depending on what time today it is, we've got like 235 agents with our company.
Yeah, we've grown a lot just since I've joined.
And I always describe it to my friends as like a reality TV show waiting to happen. Because I believe that if we were to put cameras around this place, we have a hit show, and you are a spinoff all into itself.
Gotcha. Well, we'll have to see about that. So, what would you say makes this office different than other real estate offices?
So it's a real estate office owned and operated by a real estate agent. So I never really set out to do this. It wasn't the goal. You know what the goal was? The goal my whole life was to work really hard, be smart with the money that I made, and put myself in a position where I could retire in my 50s and go play a lot of golf. And then the damnedest thing happened. I got to my 50s, and my wife won't let me retire. And she's a lot right. I mean, I just can't wake up every day and not have something to do. And one day she says, well, I'm trying to figure out what to do, right? So I think I was 52, and I'm like, what am I going to do? And she goes, well, I can tell you what you're not going to do, and that's like be around this house all day long.
You're in her space.
So I don't know. I'm a little stuck, and I'd had a whole bunch of different organizations offer opportunities, but none of them felt right. And then one day at dinner, my wife said, all you've done is bitch and complain about different parts of the industry for 30 years. Why don't you do something about it? I'm like, well, there you go. So why don't I just do something about it? So what we try to do here is just do something about it, is take all the things that I found that I needed as an agent, put them under one roof, so that you can build your business and thrive in that scenario.
Yeah.
I think we pulled it off.
Yeah. So it's a great space. I got back into real estate full time, 2.5 years ago. And I had one friend that was an agent here. And of course, this is really a great proximity to my house. And then once I walked in the doors, I knew this was the spot for me. Just the training, just the facility, our building is beautiful. Just everything this office offers the agents.
You're going to tell the people the truth?
No brainer. No, I am telling the truth.
Is the beer keg?
Well, and there is a keg of beer in the cellar.
So he walks in the front door. He sees the beer keg. And he goes, "Oh, this place is for me."
Sold. But really, I think what you're saying is Jane is responsible for all of this.
I know.
Right? So, and that's one thing I like about this office too. Mike's wife, Jane, is really involved with kind of the, I'm going to say mother bear, mama bear kind of thing.
Well, it's even more than that. You want to hear something really scary?
Yeah.
I don't really own the company, Bill. Jane owns the company.
Interesting.
I work for Jane.
Excellent.
Yeah. Think about that for a minute.
All right.
You think that makes me behave?
I would say so. Well, so one thing I was going to mention that Jane does for the company that's really cool is a lot with our Century21 Cares program.
Yeah. So she's our chief people officer.
Yeah.
She's in charge of caring and making sure we love on our people and take care of them, and community efforts too. So we do have a Connect Cares program, and that's kind of under her chief people officer title.
Yeah. No, that's just, I love the give back side of this business as a whole, but also just this office in particular. So
She's got a much better title than I do.
yes.
Yeah. My title's got a minute. Hers is chief people officer, isn't it? That's so much better.
It is. It is. All right. Well, I heard you mention golf, and I know you, so I do know that you love golf.
We're going to talk Georgia football, or we're going to talk about golf today?
I think we'll go golf.
Okay. Good. I'll stick around.
Let's hear about so in your spare time, I know the answer to this. What do you like to do?
I come to work in my spare time. I'm not supposed to say that because this is being recorded, right? I like to play golf.
Yeah. How often do you get out and play?
I'm not going to answer that question.
So
we don't post scores on weekdays. Do you know why?
Why?
Because they're publicly viewable.
There you go.
So my friends and I, we post on weekends. As
Perfect.
far as you're concerned.
That's good enough for me. Well, circling back, one thing I think I like about this company is the coaching that you provide. Okay. And not just from you, but also we have a marketing coach and a social media coach. And do you find that offering that, agents take advantage of that?
As an agent myself, so what we tried to do here was to create kind of what I never had, but always wished I did. And I never had anybody sitting across the table from me to argue with, to say, Mike, that might not be a great idea, and here's why. Or here's an idea, here's a different way to go about it. Or just to collaborate and brainstorm. Never had that. Always felt like I was adrift in the middle of the ocean all by myself. And so when we decided to do this, we're like, well, look, there's a whole bunch of real estate companies in Atlanta. We don't need to be just like them. That's already been done. So what is it that agents need? What did I need? And so that was one part of it was, coaching, that's kind of the term we use, but it's really more like you and me sit in my office and we talk about Bill and what Bill can do and what he's really good at and the struggles that you have and what you do about that, and maybe the mindset of how you come across this, and then just sometimes just spitballing ideas back and forth. There's great value in that.
Well, and I think from where I sit and talking to other agents, everyone really does appreciate that. And honestly, you mentioned,
I don't know about that.
Well, they value it.
So with that comes a little bit of accountability. And, that's a dangerous word to use because everybody just recoils a little bit. But what I mean by accountability, the way we define it here is observation without judgment. So it's not important to me what you want to do. I mean, it is in the fact that I like you, but there's no judgment associated with that. Each person's going through a different stage of their career, and whatever your goals are this year, they're important to you. There's no judgment associated with that. It's just, how can we help you get there? What do you need? And it's different for everybody.
I was thinking about all the agents that we do have. Is we have over 230 agents, and what is the furthest an agent drives, do you think?
Well, that's where we're kind of weird. And I say weird, I mean weird in a good way. I mean, we're like the island of misfit toys here, right? So we just don't fit in the typical brokerage box. But our footprint's pretty big because what we're doing here is apparently so different and so unique in the marketplace that, I don't know, 2 hours each way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and so that's my point.
Really, north of Macon.
You're doing something right if someone's passing by 100 real estate offices to get here every day.
Really,
and we do have folks that do that. It's amazing.
The burden you feel a lot of responsibility and accountability to somebody who's willing to drive 2 hours to be with us today. Yeah.
Well, and so we're getting close on time, but I will say, and
we haven't even talked about my rings
they look great right there. Yeah, I've done a video on it, but our help team here at this office is really what I think pulls it all together. And the fact that we've got a group of people that when people hire us as an agent, they're not just hiring us; they're hiring a whole team. And I think that that's valuable for people to know that. When you come to our office, you're getting a great team that's going to take care of you.
It's such a critical part of it. I mean, there's a lot of really bad advice out there. One of the pieces of really bad advice that I've seen in this industry is, well, when you get to about $5 million in annual sales volume, you should hire a personal assistant. And while I kind of get it, because you're starting to need help and to keep you focused and on track, but you couldn't keep somebody busy all the time, and you can't afford it yet. So what we've tried to do, and let's face it, in today's environment, you're going to have to find, hire, train, and manage that person, and that's going to take you away from your real estate business. So instead of that, how about as an office, if we just provide an administrative support team to be all of that for you? And the bet is, isn't that a lot more expensive for me? It is, no doubt. I'm kind of in touch with that. But the bet is that we're going to free you up, so you're going to be able to spend more time with your customers, and you're going to be able to sell more homes in less time. And everybody's going to win this. Your customers are going to win. You're going to win. We're going to win with you. Everybody just has to jump in and help pull on the rope together instead of the model that's out there now where we're just holding your license.
All right.
I just don't see where there's any value in that at all.
Well, good. Well, listen, thank you for
let me put
joining
my
me.
rings back on so
get
I
your
don't
bling back on. No one knows what those are.
Were you asking?
Oh.
They're back-to-back national championship rings from the University of Georgia. They
got a
go
bulldog.
nicely with my coffee mug.
That's
too.
right.
But we don't like to flaunt it.
Yeah,
Georgia.
never.
We like to be humble.
So, well, listen, thank you for taking a few minutes to
I would shake
join
your hand,
me.
but the rings get
That's
in the
all
way.
right. Yeah, I'm afraid they'll break my knuckles. When you're looking for your next home, I know you've got lots of agents all around, but we actually have a storefront. Come and see us. We're on Holcomb Bridge Road behind the Brookwood Grill. And hey, if you're a real estate agent, come talk to us. This place is awesome. Great place to work. Great location. And you won't regret it.
And I could say this. If you're just out there and you're like a normal person, right? You're not a real estate agent, but you've thought about buying or selling a home this year, or maybe something different. Like you've always thought about investing in real estate. He's your real estate agent. He's actually pretty good. A little crazy, but pretty good.
I appreciate that. All right, Mike. Well, everyone that comes on my show, of course, gets loaded up with some real estate swag. So you can have your tailgate koozie or golf cart koozie and
I can't wait
travel
to
cup.
use these.
Hey, and the shirt,
and
you're going to be a hit over there at the court. What's that?
And it's got your picture
It's got my picture on it. You can't lose. All right.
The level of creeped out that I am right now cannot be described.
My kids would probably agree. All right. Thanks. We'll see you.